Hi, my name is Kate, and I am here today with my dragon friend to talk to you about presents to get for baby showers. This could also be for like the holidays, but I feel like I'm going to post this video way too late for it to be like a usable guide for holiday gifting for someone who's just had a baby. But for going forward for baby showers that be coming up in the new year, I wanted to go ahead and give a guide for someone who really doesn't know what to give for baby shower. And Pi is here as well to help out. Yes, because he's a baby expert now. If you have been a birthing parent or have been the significant other of a birthing parent during the birthing period, you probably have a really good idea of what to get. Go with your instincts, go with the things that worked for you. Like if I were to give gifts again, it would probably be the things like belly oil and belly balm that worked really well for me. Sunflower lecithin was something that I didn't know that I needed, but somebody who was familiar did. Those maxi pads, the big chunky icy ones, that if you're close with someone, that's the thing to get them. Oh, those like icy maxi pads, fantastic. Especially probably not for someone who wants to have a C-section, but if you're having a natural birth, those were vital for a while there. In the same case, if you are someone who is really, really close, like if this is your best friend's baby shower, you know what to get them. You just don't, whoops, sorry, little dragon friend. You just dote on the birthing parent. Like that's the way to go for it, especially if you're close with them. You just dote on the birthing parent. If they like bath bombs, you get bath bombs. I'd say snacks. Whatever their favorite snack is, that is so invaluable. Okay, the cat's knocked over the phone. Let's try this again. Especially if they're having it, when most people have it as like a third trimester, a little later. If they're having it a little earlier, then especially snacks. Like whatever your present is, snacks too. But getting them like their favorite snack feels so special when you're someone who is pregnant. Like, people getting you something that sounds good is so special, and usually just like a little treat, something. Obviously if you bake, that's a really nice thing to do. Just having some snacks for them is really, really nice for a birthing parent. You're probably here because you're someone who doesn't know the person that well. Maybe you're even close, but you're not like super close. You're not like besties. Or you're someone who's been invited and you really have no idea. Those are the things that I'm going to jump into next. Obviously, if you are a crafty type and you want to make something like a really cute thing for a baby, like let's say you're a quilter, there's going to be nothing more valuable than making a beautiful quilt for the baby. Nothing more valuable than making a like nice knitted little blanket or something really cozy and lovey. Things like that. A hand knit toy is going to be just so wonderful. Hand knit hats, they're gonna wear hats for a long time, especially if you've got a winter baby coming. Make them a little big. Always go a little bit big, because it is so sad if you make the cutest little booties and they fit in them for exactly one day, and then they were born with really large feet and they never fit into those little tiny booties. So a little bit big is usually better, but because you can just, you can have them swimming in something cute, but you can't just shove the little tiny baby into something that's too small. I'm going to start off saying, if you're going to spend a lot of money, if you're like over $100, if you're planning on spending a lot of money, you go with their baby registry. Don't spend a lot of money on something that they do not want. The exception to that would be like my sister-in-law, there was a mattress, for a crib mattress, that they researched hard and really loved for their baby. They got us the same mattress pad that wasn't not mattress pad, mattress, very expensive gift that wasn't something that was on my registry, and I really appreciate we're still using it. It's fantastic. So if you know that there's a thing like that, you might even check in and be like, hey, I'm gonna get you this thing. But if you're going pricey, go with the registry. Things like strollers are so invaluable. Car seats, make sure and double check that you're the only one. I ended up with like 4 car seats. That was maybe too many, but we ended up using several of them. Like it is useful to a point. Pretty soon though, like you need a newborn one, and then pretty soon you need one of the ones that's adjustable. As soon as they're sitting up, really, you need to start adjusting, and then apparently you just keep adjusting forever because my baby's growing so fast. If you're not planning to go Pretty expensive though. The registry is a really good place to look. The registry is the things that they want. Along the same line, if they have a color scheme, if they want everything in beige or they want everything, in my case it was purple, go with that color scheme. Like they're going to be so much more appreciative, and it's going to go with the nursery. They're going to have it out in, you know, in the actual nursery or in the house, rather than hiding it in the cupboard for when they run out of the things that are pretty and they actually need that one. Go with the color scheme, go with their registry, that's fine. But if maybe they didn't have one, or you just don't know, or you want to get something different, here's where we're starting in on the fun things. The number one fun thing is clothes are okay. If you see some clothes that are really, really, really cute and you can't resist, go for it, because they're going to use clothes. They're going to use tons of clothes. Make sure that snaps at the bottom for little onesies, zippers, especially for like a footy onesie, a zipper. Please don't be the person who gives someone something with buttons. That's just mean. And snaps are really hard in the middle of the night. They're really hard for like jammies and things like that. Snaps at the very bottom for onesies. And then the zip ones that also have the little button at the top, that's really useful. Little sleep sacks were very, very useful early on. Things like that, that possibly will be on the registry. Those things are really, really nice and fun. They can be pricier. They'll be probably something they either never wear or they only wear once. Sizing up is a really good idea. One of the really good things to do is to buy for the season after they're born. Like if they're gonna be born in the summer, buy more like fall winter kinds of things, in a little bit bigger of a size, like more for a several-month-old baby kind of a thing. That's a really good way to go. Or just go heckin' big. Get them something for like a 24-month baby. They can just put it in their closet. They may forget about it though and not wear it. The one thing is that newborn sizes, you're going to go through a ton of newborn sizes really fast and then never use them again, and it's really sad. So give them, if you've seen the cutest thing in the store, give them clothes. But otherwise, just go ahead and avoid clothes. The more useful present that's kind of generic is, of course, diapers. For me, getting a couple of size 1 and a bunch of size 2 was so great. Like, obviously, we had kind of supplied our own newborn size, and we were kind of, you know, going to visits and everything for the doctors since we were picking up the size 1s. But when it hit size 2, for me, obviously my life was falling apart at the time, but when we hit size 2, having a stash of like, I think we had 4 or 5 boxes of 2s, lifesaver for me. I cannot stress enough how much it really helps. And personal experience, I liked Huggies a lot. I did not like Pampers. It could have been that the one I had, but it leaked horribly. It didn't close. I wasn't a fan. Huggies were really good. I really like the ones from Costco, the Costco brand ones. They have been fantastic, and you can get a lot of them, which is great. Again, if you are shopping for someone who has a type that they want, I think Coterie, is that the brand name, is what my sister-in-law really liked, and those are great diapers too, more pricey, but getting pricier diapers too is kind of nice. Wipes also, but you need to make sure that the wipes that you send are either wipes that you've really, really loved yourself if you are someone who has had a baby or helped with a baby or anything like that, but otherwise that they just have nothing in them. For me, the Kirkland brand ones worked really well, the ones from Costco. I really like those. There's a lot of them in a pack, which is so great, and it only usually takes like 2 to 3 to wipe up, even or like a really bad poop might need 4, but we don't usually use more than that. But some of the wipes have like scents in them or just extra things. I did use one that ended up causing a rash on his little booty, which was really sad, and it turned out it had, I think it was chamomile in it. So be really cautious, because that one, as soon as we stopped using those wipes, we just got rid of the rest of them. Like, they just obviously weren't working for us at the time. So I think we actually used them as hand wipes, I think, in the car. But yeah, just be really cautious that there's no added scents or things like that, because babies are just so sensitive. You don't know. The parents don't know yet. Nobody knows if this baby's going to have a sensitivity to something. As like neutral a wipe as you can get. But wipes are great. Binkies are great, although they are probably going to choose a style. And so if the binky that you gave them is not the style that the baby ends up loving, then they're never going to get used. Double check. Some parents are kind of against binkies, but they're really useful for comfort and things like that for babies, especially when they're small. Up until age 3, having a binky is really not a big deal. My dentist confirmed that, or the baby's dentist confirmed that. Toys, obviously, fantastic, especially you have some really cute toys for them to play with. Some big, cuddly, cushy things are really fun. Also, things for when they're a little bit older. You know what? Saves like your blocks and things until a 1 year old birthday, but some little toys here and there, especially that are designed for infants, can be really fun. The thing you should get, though, is burp cloths. Burp cloths are so invaluable. It's one of those things, they're going to use them for like maybe up to 6 months and then maybe never again in their lives. Might have to get rid of a whole bunch of burp cloths, but you will need like hundreds. Like I used to like go to bed with a little stack next to my pillow of burp cloths, and then by the morning most of those were going into the laundry. Like you just go, there's a point at which you go through burp cloths so fast. Different styles is really fun, different colors, different, you know, because there'll be one where you're just like, this one absorbs so well, I like this one really a lot, or maybe there's a different one that's working better all of a sudden. So like burp cloths are really fun. You can get a whole bunch of them for cheap, you can get all different colors, you can have it match their scheme, whatever. It just doesn't matter. Like they can be whatever, but burp cloths are really good. If you like just sewing little projects or something, that's a really good one. The other thing that you cannot go wrong with is books. Books are such a great thing to get for a new parent. Start their library off early. If you had childhood favorites, you want to get like the entire Jan Brett collection or something like that, like go for what your favorites were, because at some point the kid is going to be at the right age. But if you're looking for something a lot younger, the ones that we really like, Sandra Boynton, we really like these books. Mostly they're very funny. By the time he was even 6 months, he was pretty interested in them, and now he's really interested in them at about 17 months. I think they're funny. As an adult, I've met other adults too. They're hilarious. They're really funny books. They're really fun books. So you can't go wrong with some Sandra Boynton. She's a really good one, but also this series. Wait, where's my favorite one? And this one in particular. I think this is the greatest book. We got it right at the beginning because he was born in the year of the dragon. I think this is the best book we have. It has a really, the little poems inside are really, really funny. And then there's this touchy part. And babies hit an age where that tactile touching is like, they're obsessed. So these books, they hit an age where these are like the thing to have. And then also it's a fun story to read. They're not terribly long. I've memorized the poems, so if he wants to kind of whip through the book, I still know what they all are, but it's a fun one for adults. I'd say if you're going for babies also, a good early one, Lauren Brantz has some that are these black, white, and red ones. I think that this is our favorite, For Your Smile, where it's just really cute pictures. Early on in development, that's the kind of books that they can really interact best with. So those are a really good choice. Anything that has sort of, this one actually, this series, he got really into. This was from a friend of ours, and it just has really simple ones. He's super into about a year old. He suddenly was like, these are the books. So we just read those because it's learning things. But anything that's a really fun book, obviously, Goodnight Moon, a classic. We're pretty into that right now. Oh, another one I really like. Where's Baby Beluga? Because I always sang Baby Beluga to him. We're Rafi fans. This Baby Beluga book, oh, it's so beautiful. Look at these pictures. Oh, this is one of my favorites. And then I can sing it to him and we can look at the pictures and then he knows what a beluga is. So I think that's pretty fun. Books like that, and obviously they're going to find favorites. Maybe they'll join the library and start getting books from there, but books are a really good one. And you can also like sign your little message inside of one of them, and then it becomes just a really like heartfelt thing. Oh, another one we really like. We really like 10 Tiny Toes. He really likes books where as I'm reading them, I can kind of point things out. He learned where all of the body parts in this book are, but maybe like 14 months. He could point out body parts because I would touch them as I said them to him. The books like that are really fun, where the parent is interacting. Another one we interact a lot for, Besos for Baby. We love doing besos. So this is a really fun one. And then I can practice a little bit of Spanish. Books are probably the number one thing. I would say definitely go for books. That would be like a high priority those are really fun. And then things that I would not go for, especially if you're kind of, don't really know what to get. For me, from some people I wasn't as close to, I got things like bath products, bath bombs. I just wasn't. I'm really not a bath person. I really didn't end up doing a lot of bathing like that. Pretty much the only time I was like, I need a bath is as contractions really starting. It was like the hot water felt good, and I still showered first. So things like that weren't as useful for me. I'd say anything like breast pump related, unless you're pretty close with the person. Most insurances, or at least they did, hopefully they still will, they cover a lot of breast pump things, so it's not really necessary. What else did we not really use? Oh, we ended up being Aquaphor people. Aquaphor makes a cream for baby's butt, and it also makes kind of a slippery thing that I actually ended up using on my tattoo too. But I was also given some of this Destin, and I just ended up using this. We ended up being Aquaphor people. People are gonna find their favorites. Also with like lotions and things, I had ones that I wanted. I will say something that I think is a really good thing, especially if you're friends but you're not super close, and you want to get something for Mama. Earth Mama has sets of things like the one I really liked, the one I was really grateful for. It had belly oil, I think belly lotion, I think it had like a deodorant and a lipstick, chapstick or something like that. And those things I was then able to take to the birthing clinic with us as part of our jump bag. But the belly oil isn't something I'd have known to buy for myself. And I would do the belly oil and then the lotion, and that stuff works. Oh man, that was so good. Belly oil, I can't recommend enough to a birthing parent, because the stretch marks are going to happen. They're just going to happen, okay? You're just going to get stretch marks. But if you were really consistent about doing the belly oil and the belly lotion, and you continue it for a little while after, even, you kind of give your skin the best chance to heal. So I've got almost nothing showing, and I was tiger striped. I was pretty bad, but no, I won't show you in this video because the person watching it probably doesn't care, but I feel like I could do a mommy video at some point. So belly oil is a really good one to get. And some little set like that, like Earth Mama's, they're just little things so they can try it out and see if it's something that they like. Even though I wasn't into bath stuff, things like that that's care specifically for a growing belly, that was really great to have. You can never go wrong with like gift certificate to a restaurant, because again, you hit a hungry stage in pregnancy. So that's a really, really good one. But anyway, that'll kind of give you some ideas. I guess really things to avoid are getting too many things that are for the newborn stage, getting things that are maybe more like generic for a woman, but not necessarily something that she would like. Like bath bombs are something that if someone likes baths, that's a great thing to get, but I have bath bombs I'm never going to use probably, kind of thing. And then when in doubt, really stick to the registry. Like a lot of times you got a lot of downtime. You might be napping during the downtime, but as a birthing parent, you got some downtime to like look for things. If they've got a registry, those are things that they at least have shown interest in. And so you can't go wrong by getting those things for them, things that they feel like they need to prep. And again, if you have been in a household with a newborn, or you've been a birthing parent, or you've been the spouse, significant other of a birthing parent, you kind of have an idea of the things that are really useful. So there are some things that are just useful universally. And when in doubt, books are just such a great present to give. So that's all from me. Hopefully some of that was useful to you. If you have any questions or any additional ideas where you're just like, no, you need to get these things, possibly bassinet sheets. Bassinet sheets are pretty good. Puppy pads. Oh, I should just put this in. Bassinet sheets, puppy pads, those are really, really good things to give starting off, because you will go through them. You will go through them. But when in doubt, burp cloths. Oh, so useful, burp cloths. All right. Hopefully it's helpful. I'll see you again later.